Good morning, one and all. Now, in today's class, we'll be studying about the formal organization. Now, first, let us understand what do you mean by formal organization. Formal organization means what? There are fixed rules and regulation. Now, when we differentiate the formal and informal organization, formal organization means what? The organization will be having fixed rules and regulation. But that doesn't happen in the informal organization. In informal organization, the rules, duties and regulations are not being fixed. Okay. So, accordingly, what rules are being set by the organization, it is required that the employee should follow those rules and regulation. Now, let us understand the characteristics of formal organization. In that, first one is what? It is properly planned. Now, whatever the rules and regulations are being set and what responsibility has to be given to all levels of management should be properly planned by the top management or should be properly planned by the organization. Like suppose think that you already know that there are three levels of management: top management, middle level management and the lower level management. So top management has to plan properly as to decide that what rules and regulations are to be set and to be given to the middle level and lower level management. So it should be properly planned. So it is a properly planned structure. Okay. Now already you have studied about planning. Planning means what? Deciding in advance what work has to be done, when and how the work has to be done and so on. So like that way, the organization has to set a proper plan or proper organization structure so that it will be useful for the employees to follow according to the plan being set. So that is called, it is properly planned. The next one, it is based on delegated authority. Now this formal organization is based on the delegated authority. What do you mean by delegated authority? Delegation means what? Delegating or assigning the work to other individuals or other person. So in the organization, who is having the authority? The top level management, they will be having the authority and in turn they will try to delegate, or the responsibility will be delegated or assigned to different individuals who are working in the organization, or all employees. The delegation or assigning the work will be done. So that is possible in the formal organization. It is based on delegated authority. How the task, duties and responsibilities are being delegated or the work is being assigned among the different individuals. The next one, the responsibility at all levels of organization should be clearly defined. Now what responsibility is there at all levels of organization? Like it can be the top level management, middle and lower level management. So the responsibility should be clearly defined, because there should not arise any kind of the confusion in the organization. So each and every worker should understand that what work is been allotted to them, what responsibility has been given to them. So accordingly they can try to do the work properly. But suppose think that if the workers are unaware, they don't know what work is been given to them or what responsibility is there, that time what happens? It's not possible for them to do the work properly. So the responsibility at all levels of organization, the responsibility it can right from the stage of the top management till the middle level and lower level management also, it should be clearly defined. Okay, defining clearly what work or responsibility has been allocated to each and every individual. The next one, organization charts are usually drawn. Now what do you mean by organization chart? Organization chart, it is similar to the organization structure. Now what do you mean by organization structure? In that clearly it will define, okay, right from the stage of top management, middle level management and lower level management, how the authority flows from top management to middle level and lower level management. So that will be defined in the form of a chart, that is organization charts. Then unity of command is normally maintained. Now what do you mean by unity of command? Unity of command means what? If you take example of the supervisor and subordinate, here the supervisor will be giving proper orders and instructions to the subordinates or workers. So that is called as a unity of command. Now here the supervisor will give whatever the orders and instructions to the subordinates. Then next one, it provides for division of labor. Now what do you mean by division of labor? Division of labor means what? How the work is been divided or distributed among all the individuals in different parts and subparts. Now suppose the work which is there, it does, if a single individual he wants to handle the entire work, it is not possible. So because of that reason only the work should be distributed or the work should be divided among all the employees in the organization. So that is called as division of labor. Means how the work is being divided or distributed among all the employees in the organization. On the basis of what allocation of work is been given to them. Based on that only division of labor is been done. So these are the characteristics of formal organization. Then next we can study about the advantages and disadvantages of formal organization. In that, the first one, the definite boundaries of each worker is clearly fixed. It automatically reduces conflict among the workers. The definite boundaries of each worker. Boundaries of each worker means what? As you have studied in the formal organization, means definite rules and regulations will be there and all the duties will be fixed. So whatever boundaries are there of each worker, means whatever duties have been allocated to each worker, it has been clearly fixed. Now for example, if one worker is handling with the machining part, so his duty has been fixed. If other worker is handling with the production part, so his duty has been fixed. If other worker is handling with the technical part, so his duty has been fixed. So like that way the definite boundaries of each and every worker is fixed and it automatically reduces conflict among workers. So conflict means what? There will not be arising any kind of a fight among the workers, because what happens? Everyone's responsibility has been fixed and each and every person or worker knows that what duty he has to do or what responsibility he has to take. So everyone's duty has been fixed. Then overlapping of responsibility is easily avoided. What do you mean by overlapping? Overlapping means what? One after the other the responsibility has been avoided. Okay, like suppose think that if the supervisor will try to allocate the work to the worker, one work he will give and at a time he will give other work. So like that way if the responsibilities keep on overlapping, okay, overlapping means one after another, if continuously responsibility has been given, it will be more pressurization for the worker to try to do that work. So that responsibility has been avoided in which? In formal organization. Then next we can study about the disadvantages. In that, in certain cases the formal organization may reduce the spirit of initiative. Now in few cases which are there, the formal organization, it will reduce the spirit of initiative. Now what do you mean by initiative? Initiative means what? Taking initiative or coming forward and taking whatever responsibilities. Now it doesn't mean that any worker he should come forward and take or handle any kind of a responsibility, because in the formal organization everyone's duties and responsibility will be fixed. So here the question doesn't arise that any worker can take the initiative which is there. So it will reduce the spirit of initiative. Then it does not consider the values of employees in the social organization. It does not consider any kind of a value of employees. Okay, they doesn't consider what values have been possessed by employees in the social organization, means in the society. So this is all about the formal organization. So just briefly we'll understand about this one. Formal organization means what? Okay, means fixed duties, responsibilities. Okay, it will be duties and responsibilities will be fixed. And in formal organization there are definite rules and regulation, means you need to follow those rules and regulation. And the characteristics of formal organization, it is properly planned, means whatever the rules and regulations are there, whatever work has to be allocated to the workers, everything should be properly planned and afterwards only they should try to conduct those activities. That is based on delegated authority. Delegation means what? Delegating or assigning the work to all the individuals. And here the top management will be having that authority and he will try to delegate or assign the work and responsibility to the middle and lower level management. Then next, The responsibility at all levels of organization should be clearly defined. Now whatever work or responsibility is there at different levels of organization should be defined. Then organization charts are usually drawn. Now what work and responsibility has been given to each level of management, okay, that is framed in the form of an organization chart. Okay, like top management, he will be giving the responsibility to the middle level management and the low level management. Then unity of command is normally maintained. Now what do you mean by unity of command? Like suppose for example there are two parties, supervisor and subordinate. So supervisor is having that command over the subordinate. Then provides for division of labor. What do you mean by division of labor? Now how the total work of the organization has been divided or distributed into different parts, that is called as a division of labor. Then we are done about the advantages and disadvantages. What were the advantages? The definite boundaries of each worker is clearly fixed. So each and every worker he is defined with that particular boundary, it has been fixed, and it automatically reduces the conflict among the workers because every worker has been allocated with whatever task or work is there. So the question of conflict or fight will not arise among the workers. Then overlapping of responsibility is easily avoided. What do you mean by overlapping? Overlapping means what? One after the other. If the work is been given one after the other, it will be more pressurization and hectic for the workers. But in case of a formal organization, this overlapping of responsibility has been avoided. Then disadvantages are that in certain cases, the formal organization, it may reduce the spirit of initiative. So initiative means what? The workers taking initiative and coming forward and taking that responsibility. But in certain cases, in formal organization, it will reduce. And does not consider the values of the employees in the social organization. So in the society doesn't consider the values of the employees. So this is all about the formal organization. So in today's class we had studied about the formal organization, what were its characteristics and advantages and disadvantages. Only need to remember in formal organization the duties, responsibilities, rules and regulations have been fixed or defined. Okay, and each and every employee should try to follow those rules and regulations. Yes, thank you.